Happy New Year everyone. I hope you've had a good positive start to the new year, and if you haven't, there's always time to make that change and to change your mindset a bit and just make all the changes you want to make and make it a better year if 2018 has been not the best for you. I know 2018 has seemed like quite a big year for me in terms of my personal growth. I've kind of found myself, that's so cringe to say, but I'm more sure of myself this year, and I know what I want, and I know, and that's very clear to me. My vision of life is very clear to me, and there's many things I've learned in 2018. You know, there's been its highlights and it's been one of the most incredible of years, but it's also had its low moments, as I'm sure everyone's lives does. And through those moments and also through the positive moments, I've learned quite a bit. So this video is 18 things I've learned in 2018, and I've got my little list with me here today because I don't want to ramble on or talk nonsense. So my first one, pick your battles. I found this to be so crucial for me this year because the whole year for me has been about focusing my energy and my time and effort into something that will really benefit me. And there's certain battles or certain problems that should be addressed, and certain problems that I've found myself to just better not to say something about it. It's better to just leave it be. So picking your battles and picking where your energy goes to has been something that I've really learned to do in 2018. Number 2 is to say yes and then figure out how to do it. And I know that might sound really silly. Why would you say yes to something that you can't do? Are you over promising? But no, it's, for me, all the opportunities that have come my way this year is because I've said yes to those opportunities and I figured it out. And I think Richard Branson said that, or you know, some other scholar that I've read. But if you don't say yes to the opportunities that come your way, you're essentially blocking your blessings. And I found that all the opportunities has been my blessings. So the fact that I've learned how to just say yes and then figured out how to do it, that's made me grow as a person and in my professional ways as well. And that has led me to my radio show. It's led me to a lot of things that originally it'd be out of my comfort zone. But because I've said yes to it, I've stuck by it and I've learned how to do it in the best way I can. Number 3 is to always listen more. So this is a hard one for me. Listening, I'm a talker, and I was speaking to my boyfriend at the end of 2017 and we were creating our goals for 2018, and one of it was, he was saying to me, and what we learned through our readings and our research was, if you listen more, you'll know someone's true intentions and what they're really trying to say, rather than just going in headstrong and just giving your opinions and voicing your thoughts. Because if you sit back and you listen to the overall view of things, you'll have a better understanding of everything. So this year, as much as I do love giving my advice and, you know, voicing my opinions, I've decided to step back a bit and listen more to what people are truly trying to say, because you can learn a lot from what people are trying to say, and you can really figure out what exactly they're trying to get at. Number 4 is to create your own judgment. This world that we live in, and I'm sure everyone's been speaking about in 2018, is the fact that everyone's got their own opinions and everything, and that's perfectly fine. Like, I love the fact that we're all different individuals and we all have our own values and our core morals. And I just feel, because of social media and Twitter and God knows what, everyone has a judgment on everything, and that is fine, but don't base your judgment on someone else's judgment. So that's something that I've really taken upon in 2018, and I've learned truly. So I don't make a judgment on someone or a situation or a thing based on someone else's opinion. I take that opinion into consideration, but I do my own research into it. Or if it's someone and someone said a bad thing about someone, I'll talk to that person and make the judgment for myself, because I don't want to base my thinking on someone else's, because everyone, like I said, have different values, and their values might not have matched that person. That's why I didn't get along with that person, whereas I would get along with that person because my values is different. So just creating your own judgment before a scenario or like a situation or a decision is something I've learned this year, because not everyone is you, and you will have a different opinion and a different judgment on someone than someone else, even if it's your friends or family. Number 5, there's more to life than talking about people. I'm sure we're all guilty of doing a little bit of gossip, you know, when we come back either from work or university, or, you know, like a long day, you just want to talk about something and have these little chats. But like I said, I'm really trying to focus my energy on bigger things in life in 2018, or the latter part of 2018. And I've realised that gossiping is something that, yeah, you can do here and there, but what's the point on talking about someone else's life and judging someone else's life when you could just be improving yourself? Why spend that time talking about someone else's situation when you could be spending that time realizing your life situation and improving on your life? So yeah, that's that. Number 6, don't feel guilty for putting yourself first. And essentially what I'm trying to say is be selfish. I've struggled a lot over the past years about the fear of missing out. This was a lot in 2017, and I've learned to deal with it in 2018, I guess. And I used to say yes to all events and all conferences, parties, any social situation. I had to be there. I didn't want to miss out. And then just because I've had a lot going on in 2018, a lot of different priorities that requires different timings, I've managed to say no, and I don't even feel guilty about it, and I don't feel that I have to be there, and I don't have the fear of missing out on that event. I say don't feel guilty for putting yourself first. It's if someone is causing you mental distress, or you think that person is toxic in your life, or you just don't want to be around that sort of energy right at that moment, be selfish and remove yourself from that situation, because at the end of the day, you have to think about yourself. And I'm not saying, you know, just completely think about yourself, like don't be a bad person, you know, everyone's feelings you have to take into account, and you have to be a caring, nice person, as I'm sure everyone is. But it's just, if there's something that's really causing any sort of stress to you or affecting you, the best thing you can do is remove yourself from that situation and put yourself first, because your mental health and your well-being is so important. And I think people underestimate how important that is, because if you aren't your true self, people see it, and even your friends will see it, and your family members will see it, and your workers will see it. So you have to be your true self, and if that means removing yourself from a situation, or on just not talking to a friend anymore, that's fine. And that's when you should not feel guilty because of putting yourself first. Following on from that is point number 7, which is the people you surround yourself with is so important. And I couldn't stress this enough. I honestly couldn't stress this enough. Like previously I was talking, you know, don't feel guilty for pushing yourself first. And this is the same sort of thing. If I found myself that if I surround with people who've got a similar mindset and quite ambitious and similar work ethic, I become the best version of me, and I become really motivated, and I just love me when I'm with people who are like me and who have the same sort of work ethic as me and the sort of mindset as me. And there's this quote that says that you become the 5 people closest to you, and I want those 5 people to be people of my mindset and of my thinking. What I've been doing this year is I've been going to a lot of networking events and joining societies that I meet like-minded individuals, and I suggest that for any one of you if you feel the same sort of thing. If you have a workspace, you know, find people who are similar to you. If you're in university or college in America, join societies that you'll find like-minded people. We've also got the Empowerment Club on Facebook, and it's a little group of people, and we're all quite ambitious, motivated individuals who are also looking into property investment and other business ventures. So just meeting people with your sort of mindset will really improve you, and you'll be really motivated and inspired. And I think that's it. Like, you have to be inspired with the people around you. Number 8, not everyone is going to like you, and that is okay. Not everyone is gonna like you, and that is okay. I'm a sort of person that loves to be liked, and I mean, who doesn't? Maybe I'm just a weird one, but I want to be liked. I think I'm a nice person, and I think I've done nothing wrong to not be liked. But there's always going to be people out there that are not going to like your ways, and you're just going to have to accept that. And why change yourself to suit that person? Because if you change yourself to suit that person, there might be another person out there that doesn't like the way you do things. So you might as well just be yourself and let those people be. And that's all I have to kind of say of that. So just don't, people are not going to like your ways, and that is okay. That doesn't mean you should change. And I've been saying that to myself constantly in 2018. When you get any sort of criticism, I'm just like, yeah, you're right, I should change. If you think that's your best way, there's obviously self-realization, and obviously listen to the opinions of others. And if you think that's an area that you can improve in that, you know, if you've got constructive criticism, work on it. Yes, do it. But don't change yourself just because you need to please someone, because you can't ever please anyone, or you can't ever please everyone. Number 9, I can be really mean to myself. And I say this because I've got a lot of priorities and a lot of tasks that needs to be done. So I've got my university life, I've got my business, I've got my radio show, and I've got societies, and I've got a part-time job. And there's so much that needs doing that I've put a lot of deadlines on myself, and a lot of, you know, Sandy, if you don't do this, how dare you? I do torture myself mentally, and I put myself down a lot for not reaching things that I want to reach. And in no means I'm saying don't be, you know, don't strive to achieve your goals, because that's what pushes you. You know, you have to strive to achieve those goals and like work beyond limits. But if you're breaking, and if you need a break, you deserve a break, and you can take a break. So yeah, I've learned to not be so mean to myself. Well, I've realised that I'm mean to myself, so in 2019 I'm not going to be mean to myself. Number 10, hard work pays off. It really does. And that's, well, I've learned that, and I'm sure a lot of other people will say it. And I just feel like if you constantly put a time and effort into something, it will manifest, and you will get the outcome that you want. And it might not be directly the outcome you want, but I'm sure if you keep working towards it, you will reach there. And I've just seen that with my grades this year, and also with how my business is going. You know, if I put the hard work in, it does pay off. So never not think that your hard work has gone unnoticed, because people do see it, and people do respect you for it. Might not be everyone, but some people will. Number 11, it's okay to celebrate your achievements. We work really hard to get the things that we get, and to achieve the things we achieve. And if you don't, and if you're guilty for celebrating it because of someone else's insecurity, that's just nonsense to me. And that's something I've learned. I've been quite, I think in this society and the culture that we've grown up in, I don't know whether it's the same for everyone, but your achievements, people try to mellow it down and dumb it down. And no, I've worked hard for this, and I'm going to show it. And I always feel like if I say it, there's certain people that'd be like, oh, why are you showing off? Are you putting me down? Are you trying to say that I'm stupid because I've not achieved that? No, it's just I've worked hard for it, so I want to celebrate my achievement. And I don't do it in the grandest of scales, but if you want to, go for it. Celebrate your achievements as grand as you want to. Put a banner up in the sky if you like. But it's okay to celebrate your achievements, and it's okay to be proud of yourself, whether that be academic achievements, you know, salary, or even your mental health growth, or your personal growth. It's okay to celebrate you. Celebrate your success and celebrate you. Yes, following on from that is point number 12, which is everyone's got their own path, so don't compare. I found myself this year, I think because I'm in a weird stage of figuring out what I want to do, and also being confident in what I'm doing, I compare to people quite similar to me, and I compare their progress and their growth to me. And I've learned not to do that, because everyone has their own path, and they might just be in they're just in their own path at the moment, and you're just not there yet, or you're there and they're not there yet. But everyone's got their time, and everyone's time will come. It's bound to come. Don't look at a couple that's getting a house, or you know, your friend's getting engaged, or someone's going to a holiday in New York, and compare it to your life, because your time for that will come. It's just not now, and it's their time now, and that is fine. Everyone's got their own journey, everyone's got their own path, and you just have to trust your path and trust your process. Well, trust the process overall. Number 13, don't let temporary emotions affect permanent decisions. I find myself, you know, when certain things just happen and you just blow up a bit and all your emotion starts coming out, you're in a phase sort of zone, and you're just very stuck into that emotion, so you tend to make decisions that can really affect you. And it's important to just take a step back and just oversee everything, and just analyze that situation, feel that emotion, and then come with it with rational thinking, because you don't want your like I said, just short-term emotions to affect your long-term goals and plans and decisions in life, because that's just acting irrationally. So that's what I've learned mainly in 2018. Number 14, I cannot be in control of everything. Those who know me well know that I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to know everything that's going on, not only in my life, I like to know what everyone's doing, and I just like to be in control of my schedule, my time, and just know what's going on, you know. I don't like not knowing things. I don't know, sorry. But I've learned that I can't be in control of everything, because things can happen out of your control, and that is fine. You're just gonna have to rethink and then deal with it. Some things are just not it's just out of your control. It could be the environment, it could be someone else's decisions, and also you can't control someone else's emotions and thinking, and you need to accept that. When I keep saying you, I mean me. You just have to accept that certain people will think a certain way, and certain people will do certain things that you may not be happy about, but you can't control it, because that's their choices in life. And just having to cope with not being able to control that has been something that I've learned quite a bit through experiences. Number 15, having a goal is so important. I feel like those around me know I always talk about goal setting and having my 5-year plan and 10-year plan all planned out. But because of things that's happened in 2018, I make goals at the end of every year, and even just randomly I create new goals for myself, because I like having little things to achieve every year, or like I'm quite a competitive person, so having goals is just there for me to be like, yeah, I did it, smashed it, give me a prize, give me a gold medal. But if I did not have a main goal or even a micro goal, I'd be very lost. And having a goal has saved me, because regardless of all the weird decisions that I've made or little decisions I've made, those decisions I've made is for my goal. And if I did not have that goal, I wouldn't have made those decisions. That's led me to a very good position. So having a goal and having something in mind is really, really important, and I've learned how important that is. I think I knew it from beginning, but I think in 2018 I've just realised how important that is, because every decision I've made is for the better of my end goal in life and my end vision of life. Not everyone, you know, will know exactly what they want in 5 years. I don't expect everyone to, but having little goals, even if it's just to start cycling again, or start swimming again, or be more organised, or start a scrapbook. So those are little goals that it's just good to have, because whatever you do, you're going to keep developing yourself and reaching that goal. If you want a little guidance on how to do goal setting, or just a little pack, we've got our goal setting and accountability workbook, and I'll put the link down below, and it has 3 steps. So you reflect, you visualize, and then you set your goals and your accountability and how you're exactly going to do it. So at the end of every year, I reflect on the year, see what's went well, what's gone wrong, what I want to improve, and then I visualize my year ahead and what I want to achieve and how I'm going to look achieving it. And it's all in the workbook, so if you want to download that, you can. Number 16, eating chocolate is fine. Might be a bit of a weird one from all my self-development talk, but what I'm trying to say is I love chocolate, right? And I just think taking responsibility for your actions is really important, and that's what my point is really. I love eating chocolate. I think it's great, and if it's not gonna match with my health goals, it's fine. I've taken responsibility for it, and I'll be accountable for it, and I'll push harder on myself, and I'll do something that will match it. But I love chocolate, so I'm gonna keep eating. Number 17, open communication is really important. Actually, may I stress, open and honest communication is really important. Having been in a long distance relationship for nearly 2 years now, and also long distance friendships, and you know, with family members being abroad and all of that, being honest in your communication and being open about it is so important, because if you hold things in, it's just gonna end up holding all these emotions in. It'll just burst out. And it's the same when you're creating schedules with someone or planning to meet up. If there's something that you have to do, or you've got other priorities at the moment, just be honest about it and just say it, because there's nothing worse than holding it in and expecting someone to know what you're thinking, because no one's gonna know what you're thinking except you, unless they're a mind reader or something. But you know you, and just being open and honest about how you feel or what your take on the situation is, or if something's bothering you, just say it, because there's nothing better than being honest with someone. And I've been told I'm quite brutal when I do that. Might have to change my ways, but I just think being honest is great, because I'm not gonna lie to someone about something. If I have that opinion about that thing, I might sweeten it up a bit, but I will be honest about it, because there's no point not being honest. Number 18, having solo time is the best. I'm in university, and you know, I do quite a lot of traveling, and I still love taking myself on lunch dates. Granted, it's a lot of, you know, rush to Subway for an hour before the lecture starts, but still having that time by myself in a little cafe or Subway or wherever I am is so nice. You know, just sitting there and reflecting. I'm not even on my phone most of the time. I'm just sitting there, just people watching. Just dressing up for yourself as well, like going out with yourself, you know, going for a walk to a park or something. Just having your solo time is so great. And I'm quite an extrovert, so I get a lot of my energy from people, but I love having my time alone. And I think that's why when I've had a whole day of going out and talking to people and networking, when I come back home, I just like being in my little room, in my little circle, and just re-energizing and just being with myself and spending time with myself. Because you learn a lot about yourself, and you know, you're going to be there for yourself for the rest of your life. So if you can't, so you have to take care of yourself, because you're there for you forever. So you have to take care of this and this really well, because these two things will be here forever. So things I've learned in 2018, 18 things that I've learned. I think the main takeaways is, if something's affecting your energy, and if someone's toxic, or if someone's not supporting you or supportive of you, leave it be. Cut them out. Just cut them out. But it's true. I get like I said, I'm an extrovert. I get my energy with people and from people, and I like surrounding myself with people who's got the same sort of mindset as me, or who's quite ambitious, hardworking people, because that's what I want to be. So I surround myself with that sort of people. So I will continue to do that this year, and continue to think about myself and not feel guilty about it, and continue eating chocolate. because that's fun. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's a little video, I don't know how long that's going to go on for, but I'll be back with more videos and more life lessons, or just more fun videos. But I hope you've got a good start to 2019, and there's still time to sort everything out. And if you're making a good start and it all goes shambles in February, it's fine, you can restart it. And I think that's the most important thing, you know. New Year's resolutions, not just really for New Year's, you can have goals throughout the whole year. It's just click that restart button in your head. And that's it for me today. I'll see you again soon, and thank you for listening.